Hi guys, it's Ben Rogers. This is the Property Diary. This is Saturday, the 24th of November. I'm here in the car on a dreadful, wet, nasty Saturday, and I have my trusty camera girl again, Caitlin, my 7-year-old. Say hello, Caitlin.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Right, just a couple of things I want to talk to you about today. One of which is one of my existing tenants and some of the challenges there and how we're going to turn them into a tenant buyer. And the second one is actually a deal that we're pretty much sort of kind of 50% there and putting together, but just want to explain some of the challenges that you have to go through when we're dealing with not third parties but other family members, and advice and help, shall we say, in inverted commas, from friends. So first thing, Michael is living in one of my studio flats over in Berkshire. We have got a bit of a painful neighbour. The neighbour is causing a load of grief. It's one of the things you put up with every now and then. You can't choose your friends, but you can't choose your neighbours. And the neighbour underneath the flat is being unreasonable. It's really putting off Michael and his wife staying at the property, and it's just a pain in the neck, to be honest. Now, what he wants to do is he wants to buy a place, but he's Polish, hasn't been here that long. His wife has only just started working, so the income is only gradually sort of coming up. So what he wants to do is wants to do a rent to own, and he wants to move out of this place, but he wants to move to a rent to own, but he's got nowhere to move to at the moment. So what I suggest is this: go out and find a property that will be ideal for you. Go and find a property. Let me know what you would pay each month as your super rent. Come up with an idea of what you can afford on your getting started money. Give me an idea of the type of property that you're looking to move into. And guess what? We can go out and find something. You see, in a nutshell now, I've got a great tenant, looks after the place, pays the rent every single month, but just wants to do a rent to own, a rent to buy. So we will go out and actively find the property for him, find the type of property that will be ideal, and see if we can't target those types of properties for a rent to buy that we can take on, and he can become our tenant buyer. One end of the spectrum is already covered. I just need to find the property. So sometimes you'll find that. Sometimes you've got great tenants. Always keep in touch with your normal tenants. Let them know of what you do, so that if they are deciding to move on, you're the person that helps them move on, because you've got that history. You know what they're like. Makes sense. Now the other one is a lead. This is a property that I spoke to Jennifer this morning. She has got a 2-bedroom flat. It's only about 4 years old. It's a lovely condition flat. It would rent out absolute peachy easy. But here's the story. She bought it with a kind of, by the looks of it, like a just over 50% loan with the government, and just less than 50% loan with a mortgage. So the challenge is this: the way that works, because she's in effect in negative equity, bought it for about 120, it's only worth about 90 now. The government basically will insist upon a surveyor coming round and doing a valuation on the property. She cannot sell it for less than they agree. They've told her £90,000. She had a buyer for £90,000, and they fell out of bed at the last minute. She's got another buyer now, but it's less than £90,000, and that's the challenge. There were 2 other properties up in exactly the same block. One's up for $99,500, the other one's up for $110,000. That tells me that it's worth a lot more than 90. It just tells me that actually the market at the moment, because we're just before Christmas, because it's a challenge getting mortgages, etc., people are struggling to buy. I need to be able to solve that problem by taking the property on and offering it out to a tenant buyer. So here's the thing: she likes the idea. She already has a house that she wants to move into. She's going to move back home with mum and dad probably for Christmas, and move into a new place that she's already found, that she's going to buy. She has the mortgage accepted on, that she can move into in January. She just needs a property sorted out at her end. So what I've said is we can do exactly that. I can buy it for 90. I'll do it over terms, so it'll be over time, over sort of 5 to 6 years. I have the mortgage. I have the interest payment to the government. I think the mortgage payment is about, again, I'm going for slightly from memory here because I haven't got the stuff in front of me. But the mortgage payment is something like £350 a month. The payment to the government on the interest is £88 a month, and she's then got service charges that work out to about £70 a month. The challenge is, once she gets permission to let it from Nationwide, which is the mortgage company, they'll put another 1.5% interest on it, so her payments will go up to about £700 a month. That's more than the market rent, which is about £600 a month. Loads of figures here, guys. I hope you're kind of keeping track. The bottom line is this: she doesn't want to rent it out. She doesn't want the uncertainty and the unknown. She wants to be able to walk away from the property and not think about it again. The concern is this, that she doesn't really want it still in her name. She's concerned about the what ifs. I just need to allay her fears on the what ifs. So we've gone through everything. I was on the phone for about 40 minutes putting this transaction together, making her feel happy about stuff. She still thinks it's too good to be true. And what she wants to do is talk it through with her mum and her solicitor. I explained to her, look, it's no good speaking through to your solicitor. Your solicitor won't really understand it. They'll have too many questions, won't understand it, and therefore will kind of poo-poo it. The way to actually get the solicitor to understand it is for us to get the contracts through to him. Then he'll be looking at the contracts in the form of, this is the legal jargon and the speak that he's used to, and that'll make sense. Then he'll understand it. Now, I said to her, look, when you speak to your mum, there's bound to be questions. I guarantee she will have questions. She'll be concerned for, is this the right thing for you? She'll be concerned as whether it's too good to be true. So look, accept that that's going to happen. And what I'm doing there is I'm kind of letting her know that's going to happen before it happens. So when it happens, she'll think to herself, Ben said that would happen, that's fine. I said, don't worry about that. Accept it's going to happen, take that on board, and what we should really do is organise a call for me, you and your mum, okay? Because then she can come up with the hardest questions for me, and we can see if we can make sure we've got the right answers and the right solution for you. So go and have a chat to your mum, but expect her to kind of poo-poo it, and just to say that, look, Ben said that'll happen, why don't we just get a three-way call? I know that we can solve her problem. She knows that we can solve her problem. She's just concerned about the what-ifs. And the what-ifs, as far as she's concerned, are, well, the mortgage is still in my name, and, you know, what happens if you go bankrupt, and what happens if this and that? I answered all those questions for her on the phone, but there's still that concern. So, great opportunity. We can make it work for us because we can put a tenant buyer in that property. We can buy it at 90. It's worth between 100 and 110. I can ship it out at, say, maybe 120 to 130 over 6-7 years. I've got then 30 to 40,000 pound profit in there. I'd still have about £100 a month cash flow on the property. I would even potentially use that to throw down the mortgage and therefore increase my 30-40 grand profit. I'll take some getting started money from an incoming tenant buyer, and I just take the £100 a month cash flow on it. So it works for me. I just need to allay the fears of Jennifer and Jennifer's mum, Diane. Okay, so quite a long call with the guy, with Jennifer, but I think we got to a point where she'll go away. She's expecting her mum to poo-poo it. She's expecting that conversation, and then we can turn it round and we can answer all the problems on the phone. I'll actually send her an email to kind of confirm what we're talking about, all of her details. I'll go into a bit more detail in the email so she's got something solid to kind of put in front of her mum, because at least that'll help answer the questions that she won't remember when her mum starts questioning her. But this is a great deal. You know, it'll rent out easily. It stacks up for us financially. It solves the problem of Jennifer. I just need to make sure that I get her mum on board. Once her mum's on board, she'll be on board. Robert's your father's uncle. Is that Bob's your uncle? There you go. So this is Ben Rogers. Not really doing much. Myself and Caitlin. Where are we going now, Caitlin?
Home base.
Why are we going home base?
To find some transfers.
To find some transfers for your new shelves. So there you go. This is Ben Rogers and Caitlin saying bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Caitlin.
Bye-bye.
And I'll speak to you next week. Take care.